Hey guys, Izzy from Endless RVing, and today's question is going to be, do you have a way to see down the side of your motorhome, RV, or trailer when you're changing lanes? If you don't, this may be your answer. You're not going to want to miss it.
Trouble in sight, beating hearts don't lie. An empty page, a story to write. I'm in love, you're divine, and it's all in our signs. We're going away, get your bag, check the tag. Decision is made, lock your door, need no more. It's already.
So guys, this is going to be a follow-up to a previous video we did on the HALOVIEW rear camera. So just a disclaimer again in the beginning, the last camera was sent to us as a test camera from HALOVIEW, no cost to us, okay? And we did a full video on the rear view camera, which has excellent picture quality. So HALOVIEW was really happy with that video. They were kind enough to send us this, okay? So this is going to be their new, this is the CA112, okay? And what this is, these are wireless side mounted cameras. But what's really cool about this, which I think you guys are going to find unique, is that these cameras here, they replace your marker lights, which is pretty awesome, right? It's a 2-wire hookup. So they're gonna go, say this is your sidewall, right? They're gonna have your marker light's gonna get replaced, and then you have a camera shooting out the side. So we're gonna do the full unboxing and the hookup for you, at least on one side. Obviously it'll be the same thing on the other side. We'll set it up, and then we're gonna show you how these integrate into the system and how this is gonna really give you a nice 360 view when you're going down the road, okay? So here's the box. It's the CA112. The specs are very much the same as on the rear view camera, okay? So here are the specs. It's going to be 720p HD picture, and this will incorporate into the same screen that we did the rear view camera on. We'll go over that, okay? IP69 weatherproof, so this is that's pretty much the top that you can do as far as weatherproofing. And just let's look at the inside here, okay? So basically you're gonna have 2 wires. You'll have your power and your ground, okay? Those are gonna get wired up, and then you have this cover here. It'll slide off, all right? And inside there you have 3 LED lights, okay? So that's gonna replace your side marker. I checked it out on ours, on the Newmar, and it's actually a little bigger, so it's probably going to work out really well. The other stuff that comes into this box here, you have a right and a left marker, and they're clearly labeled. You see this one says right. I'm going to hope that right means passenger side and left means driver side, but we'll see when we go outside. And then the only thing else that's going to come in here, they're going to be 2 antennas, all right? And they're gonna go on top as such, and obviously this will transmit the signal back to the inside of the rig. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing. Nothing else in here. We're gonna get outside, we're gonna get this thing set up. Listen, I'm bringing you real time. I haven't rehearsed this, so you're gonna run in and see any problems that we may have or may not have, and see how easy or not easy this is to hook up. So we'll meet you guys back outside.
And stay tuned to the end if you want to see something that I do that may surprise you.
All right, guys, we are outside. Some smoke out here, 27 degrees. So, how this is going to work, all right? This is the side marker we're going to replace. It looks like it's going to fit over. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this off, unscrew it. Hopefully the wires inside are easy to tap into. Tap into those wires, and then put it back in, either screw, 2-sided tape, or both, and then silicone everything around. The camera is going to shoot right back, okay? And we'll set it all up. We'll see, hopefully it works. So the first thing I'm going to do, before we can even get into that, what are the tools you're going to need, all right? So this is what I think I'm going to need. I got my screwdriver set. I got my battery-operated drill. I have some 2-sided tape. I have my drill bits. Again, I don't know how many times I've used this on our films, but I mentioned this in one of our other videos of how important this is. And then silicone, another essential item. You're going to be using this all the time, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a little tiny flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to get into this cover. There's a little notch below that That lets you get in there. All right, I'm gonna pop this cover off. All righty. It's held on with silicone. Guys, just before, I didn't realize some other things you're gonna need. Pliers, you're gonna need some kind of multimeter just to test which is your wire that has the juice going to it, and maybe some needle nose pliers, okay? So enough of that. We popped the screen off. I found the appropriate drill bit. It's just 2 simple screws in here. And then I'm gonna go back and use my little flathead screwdriver. I'm gonna kind of jam it in here and get that thing to come out. It's out. Now, there are some wires here. Okay. It's 2 wire setup, just like it is on the HALOVIEW. So I'm just gonna test which is the positive, you know, which one's getting the juice and which one's the ground, okay? So this looks like it's gonna be pretty easy to install. There's some, like a little bit of, I guess they use some glue in here, but no big deal. I'll clean all the silicone up also before I put the new one in. But first thing I'm gonna turn on the headlights so I can light this up. And then I'm gonna test which wire has the 12 volt going to it, all right? So let me get inside, turn those lights on, and I'll use the multimeter to test it out. Guys, so I got the trusty Radio Shack multimeter. This thing is, I don't know, it's probably 15 to 20 years old, so, but it still works, okay? So we're gonna test this out. I'm gonna assume that the green and yellow is the positive and the white is gonna be the ground, but I'm gonna make sure, okay? So I'm gonna stick the probe in here, the red probe. I'll kind of jam it in there. And then let's take the black probe. And I don't know if you can see, can you see that? We've got 11.27 volts, which tells me that we are correct. The white is gonna be the ground, the green is gonna be the hot, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the power off inside. I'm gonna take these taps off, and I'm going to tap in with the new HALOVIEW, test it out, make sure it works before we go permanent, and then we'll mount it in, all right? We'll be back shortly. Guys, we're back. MJ thought it would be useful for newbies to learn actually what I'm doing. I didn't even think about it, so you could thank her for this. So basically, you saw it before. We had the white on white, which was capped in, and then the yellow was the hot to the green wire, okay? So what I did was I just cut the wires off right at the point where they went into the junction cap, okay? This is done. And then what you have to do, so you see the green, I didn't strip it down yet. I'll show you how to do it. I stripped the white down, okay? What you're gonna do, they have wire strippers you can get out there. I'm old school, I just use, let me take my gloves off so I can actually feel this. All right. Make sure you shut the power off so you don't shock yourself. So I'm just gonna strip this wire. Like I said, they sell wire strippers that make this a lot easier, but if you use a wire cutter, you just kind of lightly cut around, and then you want to just pull the plastic cover off. It might take a couple tries. It's much easier with the wire stripper, but I don't know where mine is right now. There you go, so it's done, okay? So now we have our 2 stripped wires. The white is gonna be the ground, because we tested it, right? And the green is gonna be the power. When I mean power, I mean that's the one that, I just stuck myself with some copper. That's the one that the power is coming from, okay? You wanna twist these down a bit, get the copper nice and tight, all right? Pull it out, make sure everything's good here. I don't want it to run back into the wall because that'll really suck. So what we're gonna do is, HALOVIEW provided some of these caps here. And basically how these work, for anybody that doesn't know, I kind of take advantage because I've known this for a little bit. What you're gonna do is, all right, let's unhook this here. So they don't come with many instructions on HALOVIEW, but on their website I looked at it, and basically you have 2 wires, and it's kind of labeled here too. These 2 wires go together, Okay, this is going to be your hot. So the black and the red are going to go together. Okay, this is going to join with the green, and then the white and the other black, which are labeled underground, if you see they're kind of bound together. We're going to put those together. Those are going to go join with the white. Okay, pretty simple, right? At least I think. We'll see how this works. So how we're going to do this, right? These wires are twisted up together. See that? They're kind of twisted. What I'm going to do, I'm going to join them with the green. Okay, we're going to kind of twist them together. You see that? Everybody see how that's done? Now I'm hoping these caps fit. If not, I have other caps inside.
Again, make sure the power's off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 12 volt, it won't kill you. It'll give you a little shock. We're gonna twist these on, right? So I twist the cap, that's gonna join all the 3 wires together, okay? Now I'm going to take my trusty pliers. Oh, okay, I have long arms. And there's a little piece of metal inside this cap, okay? I'm gonna squeeze that with the pliers, squeeze it down. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna bind all those wires together, okay? So that's one side. We're gonna do the same exact thing on the other side, okay? Guys, you wanna make sure this wire doesn't run back into your wall, because that's gonna kinda suck. I'm hoping this works. All right, let's go here. Turn it. Now MJ is gonna wire up the other side for us to show you that anybody can do this. My first time learning.
Okay. We need help?
I think I got it. Let me take another cap. Now, if you go to Home Depot, you can get these caps. They have the ones that actually twist on that are probably better. But this is what it came with. This is what I'll use. It'll work. We're gonna squeeze it on. All right. Now, they're joined. I'm not gonna do anything yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the power. This should light up. If it does, then I'm gonna electrical tape this nice and tight so it doesn't come loose, and then we're gonna mount it, and I think we should be done. We're just gonna pair it with the inside screen. So let me go turn it on inside, make sure everything works, and then we'll come back at you. Guys, so we are good with the power. At least I'm good for something, right? So anyway, so we know these wires are good. So what I'm gonna do as a little bit of precaution, since I don't want to take this out in 6 months if they rattle loose, I'm just going to throw a little electrical tape around these connections. That's the old school way with the teeth. And that's going to allow me to, it's just going to keep everything nice and tight. So we will, all you electricians out there, you know, put your comments on how I'm screwing this up. All right, it's working though. I'm jerry-rigging it. So we're just going to put a little bit of electrical tape. Again, if you want to use the twist caps, those are way better. I'm just using these that it came with. No big deal. All right, there's a little bit of tape there. And then I'll throw a little bit on the other side. And then I'll tape the whole thing nice. And guys, this is not the only way you can tap these screws, these wires together. There's different methods you can do. This is probably the simplest kindergarten level way to do it. I'm hoping you newbies out there are learning something. Don't pay a shop to do this. You can do this yourself. You just need a few tools, a little bit of time, and now you have the video to show you how to do it, okay? Compliments of endless RVing. So the important thing is going to be, once this is all said and done here, as far as the wiring, what we're going to want to make sure we don't get any water into the sidewall, okay? And that's where silicone is going to be, my friend. So this is on here tight. That's not going anywhere. We're good to go there. So I'm going to jam this back into the wall. Twist this. All right, it's back in the wall. All right. Now we got to figure out, and of course the holes don't line up. Why would they? We're going to figure out how we're going to mount this, and it looks like the 2 screws that come from the factory line up almost identical with my fact. So I think what I can do here, if you come in a little closer, if you can see, so the two screws here that are holding in the rubber plate, this rubber plate, if I remove these, it looks like they line up almost exact where the stock screws were. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove these, I'm gonna move them up higher, and then I'm gonna screw right into where the stock screws it. And I think we should be good to go. So, all right guys, we are back. Okay, so it worked out. I moved the screws up, okay? And what we're gonna do here is, I lined it up. So you have your two stock holes here, right? So the one lined up perfect. And then what I just did with self-tapping screws, I just tapped in another hole on the fiberglass. No big deal, it's good. So I mounted it already, kind of tested it out. What I'm gonna do is the old silicone here, we're gonna use a plastic spatula scraper. You could scrape this stuff right up, okay? Scrape it all out, get it all out, try to clean it up as best as possible. With the plastic, it won't ruin your paint, okay? You don't wanna use metal, just use the plastic, okay? Scrape it up as best you can, and then I have some good stuff that'll get the rest of this stuff out. It's called Prep All. It'll get this rest of this stuff right out. I'll show you exactly how that works, but you just kind of want to get out as much as possible, so that way when you put your new bead of caulk, it's going to be nice and clean. All right, so I'm going to scrape this up, clean everything out, use a little Prep All. Once it gets cleaned up, I will come back at you and we'll show you exactly how we're going to finish this up. So we are almost done. Final step. I got most of the silicone scraped up and cleaned up with the Prep All. All right. Let me just cover that up. Make sure you wear gloves with that stuff, guys, because it's not good for the skin. Anyway, all right. So we have our silicone again. The stuff you're going to use all the time. All right. So let's get a bead flowing here. Oh, there we go. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna run a bead inside here. All right, you wanna get in here? We'll run a bead real close to the edge. And then when we put it in on the sidewall, this stuff will squeeze out and ooze around the edges, which is what you want, because you want a nice seal, okay? And then we'll go around, once it's mounted, we'll go around the outside and we'll put some more, okay? So if anybody doesn't know what silicone does, it essentially waterproofs. It's used to waterproof things because water can't penetrate it, okay? So let's line our holes up. Just here lined up. You can see the stuff oozing out the side. I wish I had 10 hands. Can you get me be able to do that? Give me those screws. One's fine for now. Thank you.
Whoops.
So we are tapped in here. So you see that silicone oozing out the side there? That's what you want, because that'll give you a nice seal. And take the other one in. Alrighty. So that's in there pretty tight. Good. So that silicone's oozing around. What I'm gonna do is, I don't want to tighten it up too much because you don't want to break the plastic, but that's on there pretty good. Also, the silicone's going to act as like an adhesive too. Once that dries, it's really going to grab. I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm just going to kind of run, well, I'll do it with my finger. Just kind of run this bead around, clean it up. Again, it's not going to come out perfect, but you could always clean this stuff up later. Run it right around the sides, all right? And just, you know, it's going around the outside, so I won't worry too much because you saw that bead that I ran on the inside, so that's really going to seal it up nice too. And that, you know, I'm going to put a little bit, like, kind of right around the screws. Now, what I'm hoping is that I don't have to remove this because it's going to suck scraping that silicone off, but it's okay. I'd rather take a little time scraping that off than having water get into my sidewall. All right, we'll let that dry, you know, about 24 hours or so. This stuff will be dried up. One more little bead here. Kind of have an old piece of silicone there. I can cut that off. And you see the lines going around. I can clean that up. Once it's all dry, I'll use the prep ball, just clean all that you know, that overspread. And on the other side. Good, so last thing we're going to do is we're going to put the antenna on. Well, I'm sorry, we're going to put the cover on. Make sure there's no silicone on here, because I do want to be able to get the cover off easily. So make sure there's no silicone on the actual, where the cover goes, it clicks on place. Cover's going to go on. All right, that's snapped in place. Now what we're going to do is we are going to pair this camera. We'll put the antenna in. All right. And there's a pair button on the inside. There's going to be a button that I hit. It's a pair button. So I believe what's going to happen is once I go inside, I'll hit that pair button, and I'm going to run a pair on the screen inside. And hopefully it'll pick this camera up, and we're gonna shoot right down the side. So let's go inside, check it out, and we'll bring it to you. All right, guys, so it is set up. Unfortunately, the sun is shining right on it, but this is how it looks. So this is gonna be the passenger side of the rig, and you can see the slide is out right now, the rear slide, but it's gonna give us a nice shot behind us. We'll set the other one up, and then we're going to bring you guys the all 3 cameras working, and show you how these cameras integrate with one another.
All right, guys, so Izzy took care of the passenger side, so now I'm going to do the driver side install for you. Video, we invite you to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share the video if you think it would help anybody else. Also, we ask that you use the Amazon affiliate links if you see anything in the video that you would like to buy. That would really help us out a lot. And as always, from Izzy, Jason, and myself, we will see you on the road.